In Miami today, Manuel Noriega told a federal judge the U.S. legal system was being one-sided and unfair by not allowing his lawyers to be paid properly. The deposed Panamanian leader is awaiting trial on drug charges, and ABC's Mark Potter reports that Noriega and his attorneys are fighting with the government over the price of justice.
Noriega's lawyers came to court today saying they can no longer afford to defend the general, who faces trial next year on drug charges. Since Noriega was imprisoned by U.S. authorities last January, his legal team has been paid virtually nothing. That's because the general's money, an estimated $27 million, was frozen in foreign banks at U.S. government request. The government has since asked that some of the funds be released, but so far none have been. The court has offered to pay Noriega's lawyers $75 an hour, which is much less than the amount normally charged by criminal defense lawyers. Noriega's attorneys say if the court doesn't improve its offer next week, they will all quit, and the court will have to appoint new lawyers.
When you would receive approximately half of the amount of money you need to run your office, you would go bankrupt very quick.
In an unusual move, Noriega himself argued in court to keep his original defense team, saying, "It is painfully obvious that the United States government does not wish me to defend myself and has done everything possible to deprive me of a fair trial and due process." Noriega's lawyers have also asked that the entire case be thrown out for what they claim is government misconduct, including the alleged taping of phone conversations between Noriega and his attorneys. The government response is due in 2 weeks. Mark Potter, ABC News, Miami.
In other news, it seems to be a season for great horses to succumb. Northern Dancer, the winner of the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness in 1964, has died after a severe case of colic. He was 29 years old. Another great stallion, Alydar, was given a fatal injection yesterday after breaking 2 leg bones. When we continue, looking at Venus in 3 dimensions.
Call me irresponsible.
Just because the other guy is on the road doesn't mean his mind is. So the superb traction of the Subaru Legacy with 4-wheel drive and anti-lock brakes can be quite a comfort. After all, since the next guy is capable of almost anything, shouldn't the same be true of your next car?
I'm working and you're sneezing.
Well, I took a cold pill this morning.
Didn't last. Take Contact.
That's the one with those 600 tiny time pills.
That lasts 12 hours. That's up to 3 times longer than the ordinary cold medicine you took. There's a whole day's work in every Contact.
I get it. Oh.
Ah, finito.
Contact saved the day.
Thunder.
There's a whole day's work in every Contact.
The Remington Microscreen shaves as close as a blade, or your money back. Hold it. The Remington Microscreen is more than closeness. Listen. That powerful motor makes Remington a quick shave, and its 2 thin, flexible screens adjust for true comfort. The Remington Microscreen, quick, comfortable, shaves as close as a blade, or your money back. Atta boy. That's Remington. And the perfect gift for women is the Lady Remington Rechargeable, also with a money-back guarantee.
More and more people are finding more and more reasons to choose the Discover card. Here's one. Cash back for every charge. It pays to Discover.
Do you have a friend or relative you'd love to be with this Thanksgiving, but can't? Send the Autumn Harvest Bouquet, only from your FTD florist. It's a great way to be there without really being there.
The Magellan space probe continues to send back amazing pictures of Earth's sister planet, Venus. This time the pictures have been computer-enhanced into 3-dimensional images. They're fascinating scientists who wonder how 2 sisters could be so different. Here's ABC's Judy Muller.
Welcome to Ishtar, a spectacular range of giant mountains on the planet Venus that dwarfs the Himalayas here on Earth. This computer-enhanced tour of Ishtar and the nearby plains of Lakshmi was made possible by the radar mapping of the Magellan space probe. Scientists at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory say the data revealed geologic patterns that will challenge researchers for years to come.
It reminds me a little bit of a video cassette on which one has recorded a great number of stories, but forgot to erase all the earlier ones.
Some of those stories may help scientists understand why Venus, the planet most like Earth in terms of size, density, and distance from the sun, turned out to be so different. Nowhere on Earth are there pancake domes, horseshoe craters, and ridges so steep that on Earth they would collapse of their own weight.
You have to be struck also by the fact that we're using everything that we know about the Earth to try to understand these things right now.
And what scientists learn about Venus may help them better understand the Earth. Judy Muller, ABC News, Los Angeles.
In Pittsburgh today, doctors say that Stormy Jones died last Sunday because her body rejected her transplanted heart, not her liver. She had been the first person to receive both a new heart and a new liver 6 years ago. Doctors say it's most unusual for a heart to be rejected so long after surgery. We'll be back in just a moment.
World News Tonight with Peter Jennings and the Person of the Week are brought to you by Citibank.
Every day, the world reinvents itself. How can you keep ahead in a world that keeps changing?
Frankly, you got to start thinking more long-term.
With Citibank, a strong partner.
We're looking 3, 5, 10 years ahead on this.
To 1 in 4 American families, over 30 million people worldwide.
We are looking at an industry that did not exist 2 years ago.
Use our resources, our energy, our ideas.
This is a good time to diversify some of your assets.
To help you turn information into opportunity. Not just a bank. Citibank.
The evolution of the minivan is now complete.
How fast does your antacid start working?
On my heartburn, maybe 3 minutes.
Ryopan starts in 2.2 seconds. Lab tests show that Ryopan Plus 2 starts neutralizing acid on stomach contact in 2.2 seconds.
2.2 seconds?
Remember Ryopan.
What a feeling, feeling fresh.
Introducing Fixodent Fresh with a crisp, clean feeling and a stronger hold than any other cream adhesive. A fresh new feeling and stronger hold are 2 new reasons to Fixodent and forget it.
Meet Bo, the baseball player. Bo, the football player. Meet the Bo they call the world's greatest athlete. Plus, is the bottled water you pay for any better or safer than what comes out of your tap? The Great Bottled Water Test on 2020 tonight.
And finally this evening, our Person of the Week. For yet another week, much of our attention has been focused on a wide assortment of politicians who will have an influence on whether the Middle East becomes embroiled in war again. Tonight, however, back in Western Europe, we have chosen a woman whose political success in the most unlikely environment has been astounding.
To all those who have no voice or whose voice is weak, I say, take heart. There is hope.
Nice to meet you. How are you? There wasn't much hope, according to Irish bookmakers. The odds were put at 100 to 1 when the presidential campaign of Mary Robinson began in Ireland only in May.
I would like to formally declare that Mrs. Mary Robinson has been duly elected as President of Ireland.
The eloquent Mary Robinson, maverick voice for political change in the Republic of Ireland, Mary Robinson, successful constitutional lawyer. And when the votes were finally counted, an ecstatic president-elect.
I applied to the people of Ireland for the job of president. They said, don't ring us, we'll ring you. I began my campaign in a journey of joy and discovery, of myself, of my country, of the people of Ireland. Now, 7 months later, I find that these places did not forget me. The people of Ireland did ring me and gave me the job. I don't know whether to dance or to sing, and I have done both, and I hope to do more of both.
It is true the Irish presidency is largely symbolic. But with the election of social reformer Mary Robinson, the day of the figurehead president in Ireland may be drawing to an end.
I think it's a message that says that times are changing. There have been very wide debates on social issues such as divorce and contraception and abortion, and there will be challenges to the status quo again. And I think Mary Robinson signals a continuance of this change.
Certainly, according to conventional wisdom, a sea change. In a country that is 90% Catholic, Robinson, herself a Catholic, has fought vigorously for a woman's right to have an abortion, although she is personally opposed. She has fought to legalize divorce and make contraceptives readily available. Now that Irish voters have bought both her style and her message, she intends to use the presidency as her bully pulpit.
I have a mandate for a changed approach within our Constitution. I spoke openly of change, and I was elected on a platform of change.
The only reason that I voted was because Mary Robinson was in it. That was it.
Mary Robinson was born in County Mayo. A teacher once called her a child of rare intellectual integrity. After university in Dublin and Harvard Law, she became, at 25, the youngest professor of law ever at Trinity College in Dublin, her alma mater. She has broken the mold in many ways. Her husband of more than 20 years is a Protestant. Today, at 46, she has served in the Irish Senate for the past 2 decades. Always the outsider, a feminist in the political world of male cronyism, radical in a conservative society, but as proud to be named County Mayo's Man of the Year, as she is to be Ireland's first woman president.
I was elected by men and women of all parties and none, by many with great moral courage, who stepped out from the faded flags of the Civil War and voted for a new Ireland, and above all, by the women of Ireland, Mná na hÉireann. The women of Ireland, Mná na hÉireann, who instead of rocking the cradle, rocked the system.
And so we choose Mary Robinson. And yes, Simon and Garfunkel's Here's to You, Mrs. Robinson is having something of a revival among the Irish. We wonder how the presidency will affect her strong commitment to family, if at all. She once rushed away from a meeting with the South African leader Nelson Mandela because one of her children had broken his collarbone. That's our report on World News Tonight. I'm Peter Jennings. We'll stay overseas throughout next week with reports on the president's trip. We'll be in Paris on Monday as the leaders from East and West meet to formally end the Cold War and launch a new Europe committed to peace. So we hope you have a good weekend. Good night from London.
A presentation of ABC News. More Americans get their news from ABC News than from any other source.